For years, I've parked my car near the Memphis International Airport when I travel out on the airliner at a facility managed by an individual by the name of Keith Bennett. Keith Bennett is terrific. He's a great leader. He's got a great leadership style, great sales culture, great customer service culture. The guy's terrific. I pulled in there one day, got out of my car, got on their van, they loaded my bags, took me to the terminal, and I left on about a 10-day speaking trip. 2 days later, my wife pulled in to park her car. She gets out of her car, gets on the van, they load her bags, take her to the terminal. She's going to meet me in Toronto for a long weekend. What she didn't realize was when she got out of the car, she left her wallet on the right front seat. Had her purse, didn't even miss the wallet. She's happy camper going on a trip. They take her to the terminal. The guy gets in her car to put it in the parking place. He sees the wallet. Takes it inside, gives it to the manager, Keith Bennett. Keith Bennett looks through the wallet. Keith Bennett, by the way, heck of a guy. Keith Bennett is the guy who performs customer service miracles. Talk about great experiences. Keith Bennett sees the name Hutson in the wallet, calls my office. Well, my assistant said, Keith, I'm sorry, he's out of town. And she said, well, I'm running the parking facility near the airport, and Miss Hutson left her wallet in the car. Perhaps you could help me. Do you have any idea what flight she's going out on? And she said, I'm sorry, Keith, I don't book her flights. He said, well, who's your travel agent? And she said, International Tours. He said, who do you deal with over there? She said, her name is Sarah. Do you know the phone number? She said, sure, I call it all the time. It's 345-1680. And Keith Bennett is writing all this down. He says, well, I'll call you back, Linda. Now he's on the phone calling Sarah at the agency. He gets her on the phone. He says, Sarah, this is Keith Bennett calling. I manage the parking facility near the airport where the Hutsons park. And Miss Hutson just parked with us. We've already taken her to the terminal. She left her wallet in the car. I'd love to try to get it back to her. Do you have any idea what flight she's going out on? Sarah said, sure. She just picked her ticket up 20 minutes ago. Hang on a second. Let me punch it into the computer. And she did. She said, here we go. It's Northwest Flight 268. Leaves at 12:32 p.m. It's a nonstop to Detroit with a connection to Toronto. Well, he's writing it all down. He said, that's all I need for now. I'll call you back. And with that, he jumps up from the desk, runs out into the parking lot, jumps in the first available automobile, speeds over to the terminal, parks upper level curbside. What's a little risk for a really good customer, right? Turns on the flashing lights, jumps out, locks the door, runs inside, checks that front door monitor, looking for Northwest 268. There it is, Northwest 268, leaving on time, 12:32 p.m., gate B26. He looks at his watch, thinks, I've got just enough time, and with that, he goes right through security. This was just before 9/11. How many of you remember the good old days before 9/11? Easy security, right? He gets right through and goes into a full sprint down that concourse all the way down to gate B26. He gets there and he talks his way by the gate agent, runs down the jetway to the door of the aircraft, and he sells his way by the flight attendant right down the center aisle of that aircraft looking for my wife, and he spots her over there. And he runs over to her, panting from his sprint. He said, Miss Hutson, here's your wallet. You have a great trip. And he gave it to her, and he turned and he was out of there. Didn't even wait for a tip. Question. How long do you think I'm going to do business with Keith Bennett? One word answer, starts with the letter F. We all know the answer. Let's say it aloud together now. The answer is forever. Forever. I don't even have the wife anymore, and I'm still parking with Keith Bennett. Took me a long time to be able to laugh about that line, I'll tell you. But